Welcome back to the latest episode of the Everything Paddle podcast. I'm your host, Ewan, and I'm joined, as always, by Jake Bewley, who I believe has a special announcement today. Your mic's nowhere near you.
Hello, guys. Hello. Yeah, apologies for that. I was just excited to get started and totally forgot about my mic. Yes, thank you, Ewan, as always. I've got a big announcement to make. I have joined a new brand called Oxdog. And they are a very premium brand.
They look cool.
Yeah.
Jake's in full Oxdog gear right now. You can't even see. He's got Oxdog sliders on, Oxdog hat.
I feel like it's like one of those things. Have you seen those like American colleges where they like have a load of hats on the table?
Yeah.
And then they put their hat on. Like, I am Oxdog. You know.
No, it looks cool. So why Oxdog?
Well, they're a super premium brand, one of the biggest brands in Sweden right now, and the fastest growing brand in Spain.
Yeah.
And they're, one of the best racket brands out there.
For sure.
And yeah, can't wait to get started with them. The main reason was because of their kind of brand awareness and their growth they want to build in the UK.
Yeah.
They want to kind of become one of the main brands in England.
I like it because I think there's a lot of players in the UK that all use ball paddle.
Yeah.
So for you to be completely different now.
Yeah,
cool.
It's cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to kind of growing with them and hopefully winning a few tournaments with them and seeing how far we can kind of.
Well, straight away, because you're sponsored by them now, it's making me tempted to get in touch and see if I can get the rackets in stock now.
Yeah. Like
whereas before I was like, oh, there's no point. But
mate, these rackets.
Now Jake Bewley's using them.
Yeah, these rackets are quality. Like,
yeah, I've always heard good things about them.
Yeah, I tried them out the other day. Like all the range, like every one of them, they've got so many different ranges. And it's clever how they've kind of done each range because it just makes it simple but super effective in a way that's like they've got the ultimate range, the hyper range, and the pure range.
Okay.
And basically each range is a different shape. So the ultimate is diamond, hyper is teardrop, and pure is circle.
That's good.
And then they have the match, tour, pro plus. And then the match is beginner.
Yeah.
Was kind of beginner. Tour is ultimate. Tour is intermediate. Which is what I use. Pro is for like advanced. Pro plus for supposed to be pro players.
So why don't you use the pro?
Yeah, but this is really interesting. Like the all the rackets aren't seen as like beginner, intermediate. It's
you can
more,
still use.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it's all for what you kind of feel like. Almost like the more advanced ones are like maybe a bit more heavier, a bit more technology involved.
Yeah.
But I just love the feel of the Ultimate Tour, which is the intermediate one, and in my hands just felt great. So it was class. Yeah. I picked it up straight away, and it was just it felt like that was the one for me.
Quality. No, that would be cool. So when have you played a tournament this week and you used Oxdog?
I used Oxdog. Unfortunately, we did lose to the guys who are in the final right now. So it's not exactly a bad thing. But we just 6-1, 6-4. Two golden points on their serve in the second set. So arguably we should have won that second set. But against the number 4
and that was with
seeds.
Theo, was it?
With Theo, yeah. It's 2 tournaments now where I've played probably the winners in each one.
Yeah.
And it's like in the first round, it's like, oh, can I just get a bit of an easier first round and then play them maybe?
Yeah.
But it's tough, and I forgot to stream it annoyingly. But next time
I'll be looking forward to seeing you play in all the Oxdog gear.
Yeah, next tournament
for sure. Let's go on to our first topic today. We're going to be talking about, will paddle become an Olympic sport? So I think, to be honest, it's at some point it probably will, but it's kind of when and what paddle needs as well to get that. So I've been doing some research, and I'm just going to go through, for a sport to get in the Olympics, it needs 3 things. So it needs a recognized international federation,
which we have,
which paddle has. Yep. It needs compliance with the World Anti-Doping Code, which it does have as well.
Nice, I didn't know that, but yeah.
And it must not rely on motorized equipment, which it doesn't. Just need a bat and a ball. So the hardest thing for paddle is global reach. So the Olympic Committee requires a sport to be used 4 continents, 75 countries for men's, and 3 continents, 40 countries for women's. And right now it's got 4 continents, but
74?
It's like it's yet to hit 75. I think it's just below 75.
Yeah, because it was, I remember it being in the last Olympics, their excuse was because it's not in
Right.
75 countries yet.
Yeah.
And I believe it was at something stupid like 74.
Yeah.
Which now it should have surpassed
It
that.
definitely is past that. I think
Yeah.
paddle's always been for ages. It's been massive but in like one country.
Yeah.
Whereas they want that whole width across the whole world.
So it makes it kind of an even playing field.
And then the other
it's-
difficult thing, is that Olympics typically have 28 sports. So it's just like there's so many other sports as well that can go in. So I think if paddle goes in, one has to come out as well.
Yeah, well, it normally relies on those kind of whoever's hosting it
Yes.
to add it in, right?
Yes.
And that's
spot on.
And the thing is, like,
LA's not.
is the 2028 Olympics, and it's not going to add paddle yet. If anything, it would add pickleball, and they didn't even do that.
So they didn't do
chose
pickleball.
squash, which
squash
is really interesting.
and cricket has been added to 2028. Cricket's in it as well.
That's cool.
Because they've fit the criteria for ages, and squash has fit the criteria for a while.
Yeah, it's just hard, like, to watch squash.
Yeah, this was going to be probably one of the biggest arguments for paddle. Is it's so much better to watch. Like if you don't like racket sports, you're going to enjoy watching paddle more than you watching squash.
Yeah, because you can only fit a certain amount of people in that little kind of. Because you can only watch one, you can't watch from different angles. You have to be watching in this little square. Whereas paddle, you can watch in a massive, it's at Roland Garros, like with I haven't pronounced that right, but for the Paris Major. And that's one of the biggest venues for racket sports in the world. So if we're hitting stadiums like that, you got to think, why is it not kind of in these bigger events like the Olympics?
So 2032 is possible. That's Brisbane.
Australia,
so again, it's not the best country for it.
Yeah.
So we don't know. I think in the next couple of years, because it's saying you need 7 years in advance to decide what new sports are in. We're 7 years away now. So it's like probably this year or next year, it will be announced if it's in or not.
Honestly, I could see it happening because of the FIP have recently had their first few FIP events in Australia.
Yeah.
And that was Melbourne and Sydney. In January. And what's kind of interesting so far is in those events so far, no one really went to it. But and interestingly, 2 British women actually won both events, Amy Gibson and Catherine Rose. So, these two here. And because it's obviously at the start of the year, not many people have spent their money on Christmas and New Year's. Like,
go to Australia. Oh yeah, it's literally 2nd of January, Australia.
So it's like, I mean, I would have loved to have gone. I was in America celebrating for New Year's, so that's the kind of thing that's
that would be unreal though. Australia.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna.
Have you been before?
No. Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna, because they're annual events. So I think next year they'll definitely already be kind of looking to put those 2 events on again and hoping for more interest. But there was kind of at the start of this all new kind of chapter for FIP where it's silver, bronze, gold. Before it was FIP, like Rise. All the ones like that. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but so that's why not many people were kind of sure about which ones to do. But yeah, anyway, back onto 2032.
Yeah, 2032 is possible, but 2036 is probably most likely. I think there's rumours that Qatar could get the Olympics for 2036.
Oh, no, it's guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Yeah,
Obviously, if someone like Spain got it, paddle's definitely going to be in.
Yeah.
It's just not ideal that LA and then Brisbane is like, Brisbane's a bit better, but
we almost need you do need that. We need that rich country to, like UAE, like to take.
We need
it.
Qatar just to buy the Olympics.
Yeah, literally.
Won't mind that.
Yeah. I mean,
so
they've literally bought the Qatar Airways have bought Premier Paddle basically.
Exactly,
So
if let's do, say I'm like the Olympic committee, I'll give you arguments against. Let's imagine you're the guy representing paddle.
Yeah.
And I'll give you arguments why it shouldn't be in. You give me arguments why it should be in.
Fine.
Okay, so I'll start off with Olympics is already way too racket sport crowded. So we've got tennis, table tennis, badminton, squash. Like paddle is just tennis with walls. Why do we need paddle as well?
Well,
that hurt me saying that.
Yeah, I bet it did. What's the fastest racket sport growing now, and what is the one that's kind of the most popular right now, Ewan?
Right now it's paddle, but thing is with paddle, it's very Europe centric. It's not global. We want global sports in the Olympics.
So it's the fastest racket sport in the world, but it's not global.
Yeah.
So how can you argue that one, Ewan?
It's very fun. I don't like doing this because I'm like, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But okay, so paddle is very, very big in Europe, but in America, Australia, that's pretty much it. North America and Oceania, not growing.
So in America, it's actually in states like Miami, in Florida and stuff. There actually is more popular than pickleball.
Yeah.
So
That's
really, really interesting. And now we have the number one in the world living in America. So I don't know why you would argue that America's not.
I would say that there are other sports that are ahead in the queue. So, for example, squash and cricket, lacrosse, and flag football have made it to LA 2028.
Oh God, I got no argument against that. That's just stupid.
I know. That's all I've got written down on my notes. I don't even know what's flag football.
I don't know. I don't want to know either.
But how is that? Like, surely there's 28 sports they need.
And they're the 4 that went in.
Yeah.
Flag football.
That's literally the only counter arguments I could find online from people saying why it shouldn't be in.
I'm terrible at argument, but we all know like paddle is.
I think from that though, we've seen straight away there's no way it wouldn't get in for like I can't see why they can say now in 2032 why it shouldn't be in. Because it's just so much better. Flag football's got to be something that's because like flag football's got to be something just in America, right?
Oh, so yeah, it's basically like tag American football.
It's like tag rugby.
Tag rugby, yeah.
I see. Okay. There's no way that's a global. That's the thing. I think they come up with these rules, but then, yeah, like you said, the host country is probably one of the biggest factors, right?
Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it? I do think, because like, funny enough, I went to LA, like I said, over New Year's, and I played loads of paddle, and like I met some cool people, and then it got me into kind of districts like in San Francisco and stuff, and it's honestly growing rapidly out there.
Yeah.
Like Tom Farquharson from the paddle school, he now
I've seen some of his videos out there.
he was living there for the last half of the year, and it's like and he was saying how massive it is. And like as soon as the American market grab hold of it, and they will, it's just gonna blow. But that's kind of what we need. We just need, and it is happening. Like the billionaires like Wayne Boych grabbing hold of it in Miami. And you just need that in kind of California. And then as soon as you start to get over like I hate to say this word, but the flyover states where they're not, your tourist destinations like Mississippi, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you start to kind of put paddle growing there, then it's going to go really, really worldwide, I think.
For sure.
And I think your channel is expecting a big boom soon when the American market gets involved.
Yeah, because I don't have pretty much any viewers. I mean, it's probably 1% maybe.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's still sort of UK, Sweden, etc.
But I was doing my my tournament calendar for the rest of the year, and you have to do it in the GB setup to kind of show what you're going to do. And interesting, I was doing it last night, and there is now in October, there is 3 FIPs all in America.
I see.
So you've got
That's brilliant.
Austin, Dallas, and
Are you going to go?
San Diego. I think I might do San Diego because it's in California.
Wow, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, be so cool. And you can imagine how like high end the club will be.
Yeah.
So I've got friends in California, so I'll probably get free accommodation as well, which would be nice, and just drive down. It's only like a 2-hour drive, so.
For sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let us know in the comment section below what you think. When do you think paddle will be in the Olympics? You go in 2032 or 2036 or any other information, because we'll read that. But we'll move on now. Jake, I believe you have a topic that we can now discuss.
Yeah. No. I had a really interesting conversation with my friends at lunch the other day, and it was a big argument. And it was about, they said to me that a robot would beat me eventually in my lifetime.
In your lifetime.
And I said, no way am I losing to a robot.
Okay.
So I then straight away text you saying, topic for the podcast is robot versus human on a paddle court.
So was this with Beth?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. and she took the side saying that a robot will beat you.
Yes, yeah. And so did my father as well. Because he actually sparked off the conversation.
So you're saying in your entire lifetime?
Yeah, because my dad sent me, my dad loves it.
He's done extra research afterwards.
Yeah. My dad said, he sent me a TikTok and he loves it. He sent me a TikTok and it was about robots and I was like, oh, so glad that, my job's not going to be taken by a robot.
Oh, right. This is how it started.
And
yes, it is, buddy.
And then my dad was like, you wait until a robot spanks your ass in a few years.
Wow.
And I was like, no way.
Few years is a bit much.
Well, yeah, he was obviously exaggerating, but like, as in, I was like, no way am I. And then that sparked the conversation with Beth. And it's like, now it was like frustrating because I was like, I would not lose to a robot. They're so slow. They don't move. Like, and then the Beth was saying like, oh, but they will, like when you get to like 30 in like 10, 15 years time, they could be rapid and you don't know.
Yeah.
And I was like, but just imagine like Tapio's flicks. You can't teach a robot that talent, that magic, and you need that in paddle. Like you can't be a robot.
I'm thinking, I definitely don't think this will be next 10, 15 years. It's not going to be good enough. But what about when you're like 70? Think about how much has changed then. You're going to be like an old man crippling on the court. And then, so even if it's an average robot.
Think about my hands when I'm 70.
But the robot is going to be even better hands because they're just going to be programmed just to put the racket where the ball is.
But I just don't see the robot being able to drop it out the door. You know what I mean?
You can't imagine it.
Yeah, like just backspin.
But does it need to do that to beat you? Is it just gonna sit at the back and like no matter
hit
where
winners,
you smash and like hit because it's gonna be programmed to hit in the perfect gap.
That was what Beth was saying. It was like there'll be this little drive that's like got Tapio's like whole game like research, and then you just plug it in and it's basically Tapia.
Yeah,
and it's like
that'd be unreal, wouldn't it? Imagine if you could get like a robot like that. It could like download all of your data and then it could clone yourself. So you could play with someone and it would know exactly what type of balls you get winners from and mistakes. And it would play exactly like you.
But I don't see the kind of the robot being able to like deal with the cage, deal with like the little things that like the unexpected balls that it's not like tennis where it's kind of like, if you hit here, you get this. If you hit like paddle is very much like you've got the sidewall boast, the boast, like the normal boast, sorry.
Yeah.
Like the smash, you've got to run outside the court. Like there's so many different fun aspects of paddle that make it fun that a robot just wouldn't be able to do.
So if we were talking about tennis here, do you think that is more possible because it's a bit simpler in the sense it's just
side to side, basically.
Side to side at the back where you've got all these elements of the walls and that would just confuse the robot.
Yeah, like and lobs, like yeah, I mean
I'm saying I'm taking their side, but I'm saying at least when you're like 70 or 80, surely then that's going to be what 2060. Think about how fast AI is coming now. Think about surely then they'll have even if it's an average robot.
Surprising us every second.
That's what I mean. Like even like in the last few weeks, I've seen stuff that's just mental. Like these AI videos that are like now looking indistinct. That's the what word I'm trying to say.
Yeah. It's just like I was speaking to Harry Jiggins about it as well.
Well, yeah. What's his opinion on this?
He was like,
"It's a great question."
Yeah. What does Jigo think about it? No, he was like, well, just imagine like the robot will be able to just kick smash, like
they'll just have that programmed.
Yeah, and it's like he was like, have you seen the basketball where the basketball robot can just literally shoot from anywhere and guarantee a basket? And it's like, yeah, but obviously it's not now a robot can now suddenly go and beat me. It's got to get the ball off me. It's got like in a basketball match, it's not like it's that argument of they've actually got to be human. Like,
so imagine it gets to the point though where you got two robots that are like very, very close to your level, and then a match. So like you and Theo, for example, you play a tournament against two robots, and it's very tight. It's like a tie rate, and you're giving everything to try and beat these robots. That would be very entertaining to watch.
I think it would, yeah. Like,
think about the crowd; they'd all be on your side because no one wants to see the robots beat you.
Yeah. And the worst part is the robot's never going to get nervous.
No.
Like,
it's not going to be like all mind games, golden point robot.
Yeah. Like, well, also Beth was saying about how there's self-driving cars now and how they take information like from real, because I'm basically saying like they don't. How will they know like what's coming, what's expected? And then Beth was like, "Well, how do you know someone's not just going to crash and they can't swerve out of the way, like or drive into you and they swerve out of the way? They know like the real life scenarios is they know that like they can deal with it however it happens." And I'm like, yeah, I just don't see him be able to return my backhand volley.
Okay, I think I definitely agree. But now, what would you say in your entire lifetime? Surely they're going to beat you.
Well, I'm like crippled
90.
and like can't move. But I'm saying like
in your prime, in the next 10 years, no way.
Well,
or like
as long as I'm still playing paddle,
yeah.
Like if I'm still moving and trying to almost coach or play, like whether it's national circuit or pro level, whatever the kind of level it is, I will still always beat a robot.
I just think the only thing I think is that I feel like people were having the same conversations maybe in like the year 1990 about the internet.
But
like the internet will never take over my job or
yeah, true. Well, it's like as well, we thought there was going to be flying cars like by like 2030. We're not going to have that, right? And it's like
you don't know what direction it's going to take.
Yeah, and no, I don't think anyone saw AI kind of like coming in. I didn't see it coming in, and like I thought flying cars were going to come in. So like, but yeah, it's one of those things that's just.
That's another great question for people watching. Leave it in the comments.
Yeah, we've had
Maybe
a good
I'll
debate.
Put a pin question like Jake or the robot, and we'll see what people say.
Yeah. Put it and like put a little poll up.
Yeah,
that'd be good. Jake or 70-year-old Jake or robot.
Do you play with Beth a lot at the moment?
Not really. No.
Have you've been coaching her for a while?
A little bit, but not like.
Do you still coach your mum?
No.
Because I was going to ask you, because me and Ella have just recently been playing together a little bit, and
I saw that on Ollie Aspen.
Yes, we played together yesterday, and I just find it like we did well. We survived. The relationship survived throughout the match. But I was just wondering, maybe when you play with family members or coach people that you're very close with, do you find that difficult?
Yeah, so this would be a good reason for the robot to have my ability to like tell them what they're doing, but no emotion to it. So they don't lose patience like I would. The robot wouldn't.
Wait, how do you mean?
Like the robot could coach Beth how I would, but like no,
she wouldn't.
The
take
robot
it bad.
The robot wouldn't lose patience. I lose a lot of patience.
Oh, you're okay. Nothing about her. Anything about the robot.
yeah. It's like because I played with Padel yesterday with her, and she was tired and I was tired, and you end up just kind of losing your head because it's like you're not getting this, you're not listening to me. Like
yeah, it's hard. Like I was trying to give Ella advice, and I was like trying to say it carefully, but it's just very hard for her to take it from me because she takes it as me like attacking her or like criticizing her, but I'm just trying to help. But maybe I deliver it in a worse way compared to if they're a different client because I know them and I'm more frustrated because you care more, don't you?
Yeah.
You're more frustrated.
Yeah, you want them to do well. Like you obviously just keep kind of wanting to see progress, and you're like, why am I not seeing this? And obviously, like I have so much patience with literally anyone else.
I know.
Like
it's crazy, isn't it?
It doesn't bother me if you miss 30 balls in a row. I will still be sitting there trying to help you get better.
Yeah.
But as soon as it comes to someone,
the thing is, you still care about but you still care about your client's progress as well.
100%.
It's not like you're thinking in your back of your mind, I don't give a shit right now. You're missing.
Yeah.
You want them to do well, but you just have that more patience.
Yeah, and I think it's obviously you want a good client base to carry on. So you kind of you keep thinking about that because otherwise, if I start telling them you're shit, then you lose clients. No, it's like you said, we still care, and it's just kind of that professionalism, isn't it?
One more question I just had for you. You play with Theo a lot. Your personalities, you're both quite like dominant personalities, I feel like, on the court. And I would have maybe thought that you two playing together sometimes would lead to you clashing a little bit or arguing, but it doesn't seem to be the case at all. You seem to play very well together and have like a very good chemistry.
Yeah, no, it's me and Theo have never argued once.
Does one of you take more of like a dominant role when you play, or are you both just up for it?
No, both completely up for it. Like that tournament on Friday that we played against the number 4 seeds, the Fit Bronze in Whetstone. That was probably one of our best performances together.
And I saw one clip, like you won it. He like ran and managed to get a ball.
Yeah,
that was a short
yeah.
one, and you like
on
proper
my
shouted.
yeah.
You both shout at each other all the time.
Yeah, like it's
That works for you.
yeah, it works well for us. Like that shouting makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Thea like just kind of competitors is the best way I'd put it. Like we just love to compete, and we always know that there's like chances and like as long as you keep fighting, like you got chances, you know. Like we went 6-1 down in the first set, and Theo kind of just said to me like you know, he was kind of joking a little bit, but being serious, like you've been coaching all week. I've been with my girlfriend all week. Like these boys have been training in academies all week. We're now warm, you know, let's show them what we can really kind of do. And we're at this speed now. And then, you know, we had massive chances to win that second set, like 4-3 up, 4-all, could have broke, but unfortunately we got broken at 4-all.
Yeah.
And then we end up losing the set. But he was so right in the fact that it's like, okay, now we're at this speed. Let's show them what we're kind of made of, and that's that competitive spirit that you just kind of either have or you don't have. And I think that's why me and Theo work well, because we both.
Is he one of your favourite partners?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, love playing with Theo.
Yeah, nice. It's interesting.
Yeah, no, I think I have players that I don't like playing with, but are very good players. So I'll play with them. And I'll have players that I think we're very similar level, but I love playing with them. So I'll prioritize them over playing with the players that are maybe a bit better than them, but I don't enjoy.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
So yeah, like that's why I very, very rarely. I mean, it does seem like I change a lot, but I will stick around with like the same 3 kind of players, roughly. Like my top. I would say my top.
Then again, you played just one tournament with Tommy, and then just got the grade 2.
Yeah, true.
That was like the first time you played with him, right?
Yeah, first time. Yeah. Not even trained with him. Before. But that my play style doesn't really like we'd be able to play together fine. Like,
but I think what I was saying is maybe if me and you played together, because we've done this in the past, it would be more of like kind of like you'd be very, very dominant, and I'd probably be like you just be going right. You do this, you do that. Because that's kind of what we'd fall into in the past as well. Like you on the left, me on the right, and you'd be the one kind of almost kind of like the alpha.
I think when we used to play together, like I've got a good.
So this is weird though, because this is when I was playing left with you.
Yeah, and I was chubby.
Yeah.
So this was, how long ago was this? This was
2021.
3 years ago.
I'll put this on the screen. So this was 3 years ago.
And we played
Should have
against
won this game. 2
strong players in the LTA circuit who've both kind of now retired. But they were, you know, top 10 back in their day.
This was like all I could, I was just kind of getting it back, I think. Just a lob.
Yeah, and this was kind of like a big step in level for us, wasn't it? It was.
Yeah.
I think this was a time where like we were very similar level. And I don't remember like telling you. Because like now I would say you never playing left.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
No way.
That's what I mean. It would just be.
I think we're both like at a time where neither of us.
This was like prime at a time where, I was just so solid.
Yeah, and we used to
I had
think
nothing else other than
better.
consistent. Yeah. That's cool. I'll put some of this on the screen so people can see how we've changed. I'm just doing a lob.
Well, you should break it.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
Did we not?
I don't think so. I think we had chances. I think we lost it like 4-4.
God, I'm so slow.
Yeah, just a slower version. We've got a clip of our number 1 viewer of the Everything Paddle podcast.
I do indeed.
The legend, Padeldinho.
Padeldinho
makes a return. Back. He's back. He had 1 podcast off, but he's been grinding.
Playing outdoors.
So
now,
the caption there, big toe ruins insane shot out the door. Okay. So Padeldinho is this guy there in the hat, trademark. See the white cap on backwards, you should be scared. Big smash forwards.
It looks like an event going on.
Bit of hesitation, but he's fine, he's there. Big smash.
no,
no.
touch the net.
It's unreal from him again.
It is good, yeah. He's got that talent now. We know we've seen it. We've seen it from every video now. He's just got that,
The natural
that talent,
talent's
the
there.
flair. You know, that's why his name's Padeldinho. It's not Padel Matic. You know, like it's Padeldinho.
I love it. Like, that was planned, I feel like, as well.
Yeah,
that hesitation, like he knew what he was doing there.
And I get the comment now with the big toe.
Yeah,
Big toe did ruin the clip.
Love it from Padeldinho, though. His opponents are still worried, I think, after they see that. They won the point. It's more just relief. They're like, oh,
I don't
got
really
away with
know
that.
what this guy thinks he's doing wearing a full tracksuit against Padeldinho. Like, have some respect for the guy.
Exactly.
Like, realize who you're playing.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't wear a full tracksuit if you're playing Ronaldo, you know?
Not a chance.
So have some respect for Padeldinho.
Quality clip, mate. Unlucky. Keep going. And I'm sure next time we get it out the door without clipping the net as well.
For sure.
Awesome. Thanks so much for watching this episode or listening to this episode of the Everything Paddle podcast. Please remember to subscribe as well. We're getting closer, ever so closer to 1,000 subscribers.
Let me find out how many we got.
Leave any questions down below as well. Yeah, how many are we on now? 856 is about 100, so we're getting there slowly, but we can still keep pushing. Leave any questions down below, send us any clips, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you very much, guys.
Bye.
That was a good episode.
Good. I like that one a lot.
Yeah. Like, the debate makes the video go so quick.
Yeah. Oh. Shit.
Please say that's still recording.